Why do women only have a set number of eggs instead of constantly producing them like men produce sperm? Try looking at it the other way. Why is it okay for men to keep producing sperm throughout their lives? This is okay because the sperm can both be expelled at any time and also can be reabsorbed by the body, starting with them being eaten by our macrophage big eating cells. As it turns out, neither of those are true for eggs. In natural conditions, eggs are expelled at the slow rate of about once every 4 weeks during fertile years. And eggs are much bigger than sperm. How big? Just about the same size as the macrophages that break down old sperm. I hope the answer to why don't ovaries produce more and more cells the body has no way to get rid of is obvious. If ovaries did keep producing eggs like testes do, I'd think that make those organs notably vulnerable to a from your DNA but for an RNA-based cancer or possibly human-based infection. Or if eggs were made but not released, an amazing level of swelling for an internal organ, attempting to keep unreleased eggs encapsulated from the immune system's notice. Worth mention that eggs themselves hold the replication instructions, which theoretically could be triggered in non-standard ways. If eggs were made like sperm, that's a lot more chances for things to go wrong. Women are born with 2 million. How many do you think we need? Eggs are expensive to create and manage. They are also much more valuable as a resource than sperm, and do better when they are utilized at the right time. Because pregnancy is very hard on the body even when you're young. Most older women wouldn't be able to survive pregnancy in nature, and probably the infants wouldn't have a good survivability rate either, so there's no point. People also didn't used to live that long. It's simply more advantageous to help raise your grandchildren than have your own after a certain age. There's also a social element where there are improved survival outcomes for children and families when the grandmother if available to assist and provide support to the next generation. If the grandmother is still raising her own children, that support isn't as available. Multiple eggs would expose a woman to the potential to have 17 fetuses going on at once, and you can't park a Cadillac in a closet. Because more sperm, more better. Make sperm often and always, more chance baby. Release sperm every chance you get. Eggs, not many. Important. Be picky. Only have so many. Make sperm fight. Sperm fight. Fun story. This may kind of be a myth, at least in mice, and there's some evidence of stem cells in women becoming eggs. HTTPS. If you had had a baby, you would not be asking this question. It is a lot of stress on a woman's body, and then there is the rearing of the child as well. Imagine not so long ago that having 4 or 5 children was normal, and before that it was common that women could have 9 to 12 children. That is insane. Having a child was also a leading cause for many female deaths in times past. Being fertile at an age where it was probably a death sentence made no evolutionary sense. Because there isn't a need, men don't need to go on a 9-month break, meaning they can be a baby maker 3247. No problem. Any quality control for sperms can happen in the woman's body. But what about the egg? A human woman neither have resources or means to play the number game like a snake, turtle, or frogs. Not to mention eggs are expensive AF. So eggs are made at the only point in time where a human can reliably ensure they have enough food in the womb by stealing it from the mother, and quality control happens on a monthly basis. Because women did the job once and did it properly. Women carry the fetus and give birth. Giving birth is difficult even for young women. For older women, gosh, I'm not sure the survival rate would be. I think it's also meant to assure that a woman is healthy enough to be pregnant, give birth. If eggs are expensive, why are they mostly wasted in periods? Producing all the eggs up front results in better fidelity. If you look at DNA from sperm produced by the same person over the course of their life, you'll see a gradual increase in point mutations as they get older, because that DNA is getting copied constantly. Meanwhile, the DNA from eggs produced by the same person over the course of their life will be pretty much the same, because that DNA was all copied very early on. Also, eggs have some extra material, for example mitochondria, that sperm doesn't. So basically sperm brings in new mutations that could be good or bad. Most do nothing, while eggs bring in a faithful copy of a sequence that presumably worked for the previous generation. Eggs are nature's VIP tickets, limited but high quality. Sperm? Just confetti at the party, hoping one sticks. Quality over quantity. Because by the time most of us reach menopause, our bodies wouldn't be able to cope with pregnancy or childbirth. Likely, if we had any ancestors that lived long enough to breed on past our current end of supply, they very likely died, and the offspring bearing those genes died too. Also, occasionally nature is merciful. P. Women are born with a finite number of eggs, which decrease over time. This happens because, during fetal development, eggs are formed in the ovaries and then remain in a resting phase. I don't think there's an answer for a why. For questions of this nature, there isn't necessarily an evolutionary advantage for everything that evolves in a species.